All right, great Friday morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. It's Cesar Mascoro Jr. with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery, in with our 15 minutes of mastery to get you some information, inspiration, and motivation as we do each and every day. And this is episode number 372, and we are continuing on with our series on leadership. Leadership. Is it important? Of course it is. Of course it has been the thing in question here over the last year, right? We finally got the election out of the way. And so, man, it is now time to go out and be about it. And today we're talking about communication mastery. It's not just a word in our title, it's what we're after in everything that we do. Mastery. We want to make sure that you are mastering every part of the of being, I should say, a housing consultant or community manager, sales manager, gentlemen, whatever your role is in the manufactured home industry, you should be striving for mastery. Richard Branson says communication is the most important skill any leader can possess. Communication. Why? Because you want to get your message across. You want to help people understand it. Think about this, okay? Think about this. You've got a client over in this office who's got a problem, right? They're trying to buy a home and there's a situation going on. And you got a client over in this office, trying to buy a home, got a problem going on. This housing consultant can't express themselves. This housing consultant doesn't really understand how to let this person know the best way to go about solving the solution. Doesn't make the message understandable and impactful. Doesn't speak in a manner that exudes confidence. Whereas over here, you've got this housing consultant who is eloquent, fluent, because they have the knowledge, they've got the experience, and they truly operate with empathy, understanding that topic, that subject, whatever it is important to their client. So they value that and they help that customer feel understood, feel valued, and that their concern is legitimate. Which of the two do you think is going to go better? I am here to tell you that that person who can better communicate, be more impactful, is going to have a more lucrative and successful career, hands down. And that's why communication is so important for housing consultants, community managers, everyone involved in the industry, not just leaders, but even more so to you leaders out there, you sales managers, general managers, operation managers. How you communicate is important. It's just so very important. And it's not about giving orders, it's about helping people understand. But we're going to get into that as we move along, because communication in manufactured home sales, it's the foundation for that relationship. It's what the connection, the trust is built on. It's the same thing as far as your team morale. Communication is what keeps that team morale high, that trust, that understanding. And it allows for efficiencies in everything that goes on in that location. Same thing with your clients. When you have great communication, it allows for efficiency in that transaction moving forward as quickly as possible. So effective communication means being transparent, empathetic, concise, being clear. Okay, don't ramble on. Get to the point. When you can do those things, whether it's explaining something about construction or finance, or maybe it's on company expectations, or when you've got certain situations that need to be addressed with the team, when you are transparent, empathetic, concise, and clear, makes a world of difference. And when you communicate clearly, now you reduce the likelihood of misunderstandings. How many times you've had a customer that just, well, that's not what you told me, or I didn't understand that, or I didn't know I wasn't supposed to do this. Same thing with the team member, right? With the housing consultant. Well, I didn't know we weren't supposed to do it that way, or I didn't know that house didn't come with that. It's about the communication. So you help avoid those misunderstandings. And at the same time, you're building trust. Right? You're making sure that everyone is on the same page, and that is so very important, especially when we're talking about high volume and high stakes sales, like what we are here in manufactured homes. And it helps get things moving smooth daily. And high performers, well, we always got to bring up a high performer out here, because we want you to be a high performer as well if you don't think that you are right now. They make an impact on prioritizing clear, effective communication, active listening, adaptability, resilience in every interaction they have, whether it's with a client or with a team member. You can tell the difference when you're dealing with somebody that understands that communication mastery is important. Right? So they're not only adept at being able to convey the message, but they also excel at understanding the problem at hand because they are listening. They are paying attention to understand. We talk about that so much. They slow down to be able to truly understand the situation at hand before offering a solution, before addressing. They're not interrupting folks. They understand that communication is a two-way street. It's rapport. It's dialogue. It's asking questions and allowing that other person to answer you, not just bah, right? That's the best way that I can put it for you right now to make it clear and concise, right? So set the standard of openness and effectiveness. Let that be your standard of communication. Openness, transparency, effectiveness, efficient, clear, concise. Because up until now, as you know, Manufactured Home Sales Mastery is all about challenging the status quo, all about changing the sales culture, all about revolutionizing the industry. So we want to talk about how it's been. Right? Communication was often seen as a one-way street. Think about it. There's a lot of housing consultants out there have been doing this 20, 30 years because they remind me all the time, right? I keep putting that out there. It's a joke to me at this point. But anyway, check this out. There's a lot of housing consultants out there that just simply speak at their customers. Well, this is how it's going to go, and this, and I'm all about being in control. I'm all about letting customers understand that you are the consultant, but it's done in you should be doing it in an effective and empathetic way, right? After having listened to them. Too many who just want to rush through the process and then think that they're just going to get things done because that's how we've always done it, and they're just talking at the customer. Same thing with GMs and sales managers. Look, this is how we do it. Well, you're going to have those housing consultants that want to know why. And they should. Every one of them should want to know why. And they should know why. So communication leaders out there, it's a two-way street. It's a dialogue. It's not talking at people. It's speaking with people. Having open communication so that you make sure that they understand. And when you can do that, you understand that open communication, it's a collaboration. It's both parties that are involved in it. Okay. How many times have you sat there thinking to yourself, my gosh, this person's just talking at me? Not to me, not with me. They're talking to me. They're talking at me. And that's not a good way to go about it. So you should be building an open culture of open and honest communication, because that is what's going to help your clients move forward in the direction that you want them to and that they want to. And it's also going to help your team move forward in the right direction. Everyone flows. And that's what we're trying to build here. And that's why we're now diving deep into these topics with these series segments on the different topics to make sure that everyone is understanding how you can go about doing this. So with that in mind, what are 5 strategies to be able to have communication mastery in manufactured home sales? Well, let's run down this list. First and foremost, you got to be a master of great listening. You have to master being a great listener. Actively listening, like we said, not just to what they're saying, but what they're not saying. Body language, tone, inflections, things of that nature. Being a great listener is so important so that then you can come back and be clear and concise with the solution or offering information on the topics that they're just not understanding. So that's so important. But you got to be clear and concise. They've got to understand you. Don't make it so difficult to understand. Don't use industry terminology is another thing I tell you right now. Okay? Figure that one out. Make it understandable, but you got to check for understanding, both with your clients and with your team members. If you're a leader out there and you're dealing with the team members, you make sure that they understand whatever it is that you're speaking to them about, whatever maybe they messed up on or violated a certain thing within the company. I don't know, whatever it is that may need to be corrected. Make sure they understand. Or if they got something incorrect, did something incorrect within the deal, or figuring out the sales price or back page to submit to the lender, or maybe they sent in wrong conditions, help them understand why. Help them understand how to find out if they've got what they really need. Too many times you get bank statements and nothing on them. Oh, I got bank statements. Well, doesn't have what we need. And why do you always bring me this when you don't help them understand what it is that you're looking for? Huh? Sound familiar? Yeah, I bet. So check for understanding. Adapt your communication style, not in a Kamala Harris type way, where you change. Adapt your communication style. Some people learn in different manners, so you've got to make sure that you're helping them understand that. So you've got to be able to adapt your communication style based on the audience and also the topic at hand, right? And lastly, deliver empathy and encouragement always, always, always. We're not talking about being soft. We're just talking about being human. We're talking about being effective. We're talking about understanding that everyone deserves the opportunity to grow and learn and be more. And you, whether you have the title or not, as a housing consultant, you're a leader as well. Your clients need you to be their leader. They need you to lead the way, and they need you to be able to have that effective communication style that makes an impact, that helps them understand why you're the best solution, your product is better for them, and this is the way that they should go. Or when they have concerns about a certain topic, a certain something that has to do with their loan, helping them understand that as well. And the same thing when you're interacting with coworkers there, even though you may not be in management, when you're dealing with somebody else along the same party line as you, as far as maybe another housing consultant, being able to communicate with them so that everyone moves together. That's so important, folks. So go out there and make sure that you're understanding how you can best be an effective communicator. And I hope that I've communicated enough to you about what we've got going on here in a couple of weeks. November 18th and 19th, Monday, Friday, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., we've got our 2025 Path to Mastery event, where we'll be diving deep into these topics and more with folks like Sergio Rios from Gold Financial Home Loans, David Finney with Build Media, Thomas Dunn, Manufactured Housing Industry of Arizona, Edward Leos, John Maxwell, certified coach, Doug Tolene from Champion Homes, myself. We're all going to be coming in here. We're all going to be pouring into you. We're all going to be helping you. We're going to be working through time management, leadership skills, professional development, setting your goals for 2025, and an action plan to make sure that you dominate in 2025. The other great thing that comes with this is you'll be part of a mastermind group. All of us coming in once a month, all of 2025, to make sure you're on track with goals. You're going to bring you different speakers coming in, talk to you as well throughout the year in those mastermind events. And it's all for one low investment of only $225 gets you into the event. If you can't be there for the whole thing, don't worry about it. There's going to be a recording of it. You'll be able to get that, have access to that, go through the workbook, work through these things yourself, and then jump in with us. If you got questions between that and the first mastermind call in January, don't worry about it. Reach out to us. We're going to be here to help you out. But the great thing about it is this: you're not only investing in yourself, but 75% of that $225 is going to the American Red Cross for the Hurricane Helene and Milton Relief Fund. You're going to be helping those folks out there. 75% is being used for that. The other 25% we're using to sponsor our industry brothers and sisters in those same areas so that they can be at the event as well. So do your part, invest in yourself, but know that you're doing great things for so many other people. And you're going to have access to a mastermind group for all of 2025, just for the one low investment price of $225. Go out and do it right now. manufacturedhomesalesmastery.com. You can get all the details there. You can go and register, get signed up right now. Space is limited, obviously, because we want to make sure we're giving everyone the attention that they need. So jump on in. Let's do great things for everybody else while you're helping yourself. All right. Go out, make it a great Friday, set up a fantastic Selling Saturday, and we'll be back in here with our Selling Saturday edition of 15 Minutes to Mastery. Until then, folks, I can't wait.